Good evening, everyone. We're back on air here at TS Radio, Talent and Soul, serving the community for the better. Brace yourselves for a special segment today dedicated to all the women out there. And yes, we are going to talk about women empowerment. And guess what? We're going to be playing series of interview just shortly. Hello, Professor Farah. First and foremost, thank you for accommodating my request for this interview today. How are you?
My pleasure. I am good. Thanks for asking.
Cool, great to hear that. So, as discussed earlier on, we'll be talking about women empowerment. Please share with us, Professor, how will you define women empowerment?
Well, women empowerment is the process in which women elaborate and recreate what it is that they can be, do, and accomplish in a circumstance that they previously were denied. So basically, empowerment can be defined in many ways. However, when talking about women's empowerment, empowerment means accepting and allowing women who are on the outside of the decision-making process into it. So this puts strong emphasis on participation in political structures and formal decision-making. In the economic sphere, on the ability to obtain an income that enables participation in economic decision making.
Right.
The empowerment is the process that creates power in individuals over their own lives, society, and in their communities.
Right. So basically, what are the types of empowerment in the context that are kind of like associated with it?
In the context of women empowerment, I'll be discussing two methods today. One is economic empowerment.
Oh, okay, Professor. Please tell us more about it.
Well, economic empowerment increases women's agency, like access to formal government programs, mobility to outside the home, economic independence, and purchasing power. So one recommendation is to provide more formal education opportunities for women that will allow for higher bargaining power in the home.
Right.
So they will have more access to high wages outside the home, and as a result, make it easier for them to get a job in the market.
Okay, so basically, it seems that it's kind of like a whole complex of women empowerment that I previously thought it was. But since you've discussed economic empowerment, what's the other type?
The other type is the political empowerment.
Okay, so what about political empowerment, Professor?
Political empowerment supports creating policies that will best support gender equality and agency for women in both the public and private spheres. So popular methods that have been suggested are to create affirmative action policies that have a quota for the number of women in policy making and parliament positions.
Right.
So further recommendations have been to increase women's right to vote, voice opinions, and ability to run for office with a fair chance of being elected. Because women are typically associated with like childcare, domestic responsibilities in the home. They have less time dedicated to entering the labor market and running their business. So policies that increase their bargaining power in the household would include policies that account for cases of divorce,
Right.
policies for better welfare for women, and the policy to give women control over resources like property rights.
Yeah.
But however, in the households, in schools, and the ability to make choices for oneself. Some theories believe that bargaining power and agency in the household must be achieved before one can be moved onto broader political participation.
Okay, so basically, what are the qualities, Professor, of an empowered woman, and when are women empowered?
People are empowered when they are able to assess the opportunities available to them without limitations, restrictions such as education, profession, and lifestyle. So, feeling entitled, maybe you can make your own decisions, create on a
Right.
sense of empowerment. So that includes like the action of raising the status of women through education, raising awareness, literacy, training. Generally, women's empowerment is all about equipping and allowing women to make life-determining decisions through the different problems in society.
So, how is women empowerment being measured or gauged?
Okay, women empowerment can be measured through the gender empowerment measure (GEM), and which allows women's participation in a given nation, both politically and economically. So GEM is calculated by tracking the share of seats in parliament held by women or female legislators, senior officials, managers, and female profession and technical workers as well. And the gender disparity in earned income, reflecting economic independence. It then ranks the countries given this information. Then the other measures that take into account the importance of female participation and equality include the Gender Parity Index and the Gender Related Development Index, which is the GDI.
Right. So, would you share with us what are some of the barriers to women empowerment?
Okay, many of the barriers to women's empowerment and equity lie ingrained in cultural norms.
Really?
Like many women feel these pressures, like when they have become accustomed to being treated inferior to men. So even if legislators, NGOs, etc., are aware of the benefit women's empowerment and participation can have, many are scared of like disrupting the status of the woman and continue to let societal norms get in the way of the development.
Right. So, how do we overcome these barriers?
Well, it is said that education increases people's self-confidence and also enables them to find better jobs, and they can work like shoulder to shoulder with men. So they engage in like public debate and make demands in government for healthcare, social security, and other entitlements. Like furthermore, it empowers women to make choices that can improve their welfare, including like marrying before, beyond childhood and having fewer children. Yeah. So crucially, education can increase women's awareness of their rights, like boost their self-esteem and provide them with the opportunity to assert their rights.
Right. So, why is women empowerment important? Is there like a direct impact to the society or in Singapore?
Entire nations, businesses, communities, and groups that can benefit from the implementation of programs and policies that adopt the notion of women empowerment. Like empowerment women is the necessity for the development of the society, since it enhances like both the quality and the quantity of human resources available for development.
Right.
And like empowerment is the one of the main procedural concerns when addressing human rights and development.
Right. So, what platforms or support group would you recommend for those who want to know more about women empowerment?
Well, I myself am a member of AWARE, which is a group dedicated to help women become more empowered. For those who need help, you may call 6779-7137 or send an email to aware@aware.org.sg.
Okay, so let me just repeat, ladies and gentlemen, that's 6779-7137. Okay, thank you so much, Professor, for sharing with us your expertise on this subject matter. And I do hope that more and more women will get empowered after listening to this segment.
No worries. Thank you for having me as well.
Thank you. Have a good day.